06. Avertron. The people are called Avertrons in the galaxy Avertron. And they make cars. The space bus got here on time and I headed for the Wisha Inn, and when I got there the inn was closed. I have set up every one of them so they will be open 24 hours a day 7 days a week. I got out my key and it did not work. I am going, wow, what is going on here? Someone walked by and I said, how come the inn is closed? The guy said, the inn has been closed for 2 months now. I said, how could this be? I am the owner of the Wisha Inn. He said, the name of the inn is not the Wisha Inn. It is called Avertron Inn. About 5 months ago the one that was running the inn sold it to this guy and he changed the name, and then one day he just packed up and left, and I have not seen anyone since, until you showed up. I said, who are you then? He said, I am the one that has the store next door. I am Adam Avertron. I run the hardware store next door. I am Jack Wisha from the Wisha newspaper, and I am the owner of the Wisha Inn on every one of the planets that we deliver the papers to. The papers are delivered to the Wisha Inn and then picked up by the one that delivers them to all the stores here. Yes, there is someone that comes and gets the papers here every morning and delivers them. Okay, how can I find the guy that so-called bought the Wisha Inn? Adam said, I don't know, he just up and left. Did you know his name? Well, he called it the Avertron Inn, but I don't know if his last name was Avertron, because I have never seen him before until he bought the inn, and business here is not good, most of the time, so he went out of business fast. I know we fund all the inns and pay all the help from the general fund. If the inn don't make any money, that is okay, it is more of a service and a place for all of salesmen to stay when they come here. I guess you can see if the deed was really filed by going to the town hall. I guess I will have to go there first. I went to the police station to file a report, and when I got there the office said, "Hi Jack, it has been a long time since I have seen you." I said, "Hi. I guess it has been a long time. I seem not to remember you as of yet. I have been too many places and see too many people." He said, "I am Steve Fry and I was the one that rebuilt the inn for you and got it up and running, right after you bought the inn. Later on I become the sheriff here and have been ever since. Don't do any handman work anymore." I guess it has been a long time. Steve said, "It has been at least 10 years. Boy, I guess it has." I said, "Okay, what has to be done to reopen the inn?" Steve said, "The guy that was running the inn said, you wanted to sell it and was going to come here anymore to deliver papers anymore." I guess everyone believed him, but the papers keep coming. I tried to call the office a couple times but never got anyone to return my calls. I said, "When did you call and who took the message?" Adam said, "I called and a woman answered the phone and said, he is not here and won't be here either for a while, so I don't know what to tell you." I said, "Okay, I know what is going on, I will take care of that too. So what has to be done to get the inn back and get it up and running again?" Adam said, "Well, that is going to be really easy. Come with me." We went over to the town hall and went into the land deed office. Adam said, to the lady behind the counter, "I need the deed for the only Wisha Inn." She just looked at him and went and got the deed. He opened the folder and said, the deed was never transferred to the new owner because he could not get the right paperwork in order, so I guess that is why he left town. I guess he found out the one that sold him the inn did not own it. So as far as we are concerned, you still own it, and taxes are due and light bills and water bills are due and all kind of stuff past due from at least 6 months ago. I said, "Everything will be taken care of. Can I make a phone call to my office? I would like to have a copy of the deed for the inn so I can do the things that needs to be done here." Adam said, "Make a copy of the deed and give it to him." She went over and made a copy and handed it to me. I said, "Do I owe you anything?" She said, "Nope, I am just glad that the inn will be back open. There is a lot of people here that like it when the inn was open. We used to get new people here all the time and they stayed at the inn." Adam said, "Come with me and you can make a call at the office." We left there and he said, "How come you have come here after all this time? I have some ads to get from some of the companies here." I did not know what was going on with the inn because I guess I have not got all my messages when I really need them. But I will fix that. Adam said, "How are you going to do that?" I said, "I am going to when I get back I am going to hire someone just to answer the phone that is not a relative and that way I will get all my messages." The wife used to answer the phone and if she was mad at me she would not take the message and if she did I did not get it. I am going to have some fun when I get back with her. Boy am I going to have fun with her when I get back. We got to his office and he said, to the one behind the counter, "Let Jack call who he wants." He said, "Come over here and you can use this desk." I sat down and called the office and my wife answered the phone. I said, "Hi hun, I need to talk to Tim," she said, "Which one?" I said, "Tim the mechanic." She said, "Okay, hold on." The phone rang and Tim picked up the phone and I said, "I need someone here on Avertron to fix up the Wisha inn." Tim said, "What happened? I will tell you later, send 2 guys to get the inn fixed up and open. I also need someone to run the inn for a while until we can find someone to run it all the time." Tim said, "I have just the ones you need. They will be there in the morning." I said, "That will work. I will be back tonight and we all take in a space bus here in the morning, that way when we get done we can come back when we want to." He said, "I have a spare space bus all ready to go." "Okay, I will talk to you more later, okay? Bye for now." I hung up the phone. "Now I need a locksmith. Do you know of any?" He said, "I can have one there with an hour." He picked up the phone and said, "Need you over to the Wisha and are putting new locks for all the doors and look for any keys you can find for all the rooms and front door." Then he said, "Thanks," and hung up. He said, he would be right over to do it. I said, "Okay, how did you do that so quick? The only locksmith here is my brother." I said, "Now that is the way to do things." "Okay, then I am going back over to the inn. Is there a dinner close by?" He said, "When you go out go to the right and 3 doors down on the right." I said, "Okay," and I said, "Ask Adam if he is hungry." He picked up the phone and said, "Jack wants to take you out to eat, you hungry?" He said, "Sure. And he will meet you there in about 10 minutes." I said, "Okay, that will work." I got up and went to the dinner and he did get there in 10 minutes. The first thing he said, "I did some checking and the one that worked there and sold the inn, his name is Red Lancer." They said, he worked there for 2 years and finally got tired of working 24 hours a day and sold it and left with all the money. Well, I guess he got paid for working. If there was anything made when he rented the rooms he took that too. Boy, I guess he got paid good, didn't he? Adam said, "I guess so. But there was not much business though. He did not make much in room rent. If we find him, what do you want to do with him? Put him in jail for selling stolen property. He sold the inn and did not own it. When you happen to find him, tell him he can keep the money and what he took was his pay. Then tell him all he had to do was call the office and we would send someone to help him out until we could have found some help for him. Boy, I have got my work cut out for me to get all the inns enough help to keep the inns open 24 hours a day. Time to eat, the food is here." After we ate I said, "I would like for you to find the one that so-called bought the inn. Do you know who that was?" Adam said, "I don't know as of yet, but I will try to find out." I said, "I want to talk to him if I can." Adam said, "What do you want to talk to him about?" "I want to find out how he paid for it and see if he wants a job." Adam said, "Why you would want to do that?" I said, "He wanted to own one, but I think he would like to work at one if he can afford to own one." Adam said, "Well, I will try to find him and relay the message. Like, would you like to work for the real owner of the Wisha Inn? Then I will see what he does." "That would be great. I have to go to the inn now to meet the locksmith." I got up and left and headed toward the inn, and just as I got there, the locksmith pulled in. He got out and said, "Hi, I am Tech's brother." I said, "Okay, the first thing is go get the front door open." He went back to his truck and got some stuff, and it did not take him long to open the door. We went in and it looked fine so far. It seemed like nothing was missing. Even the computer was sitting on the desk. It looks like he just left everything and just did not come back. On the desk there was a light bill and someone's name. I guess it was the new owner. I pick up the phone and it still works. Wow. I called the police station and said, "I have the name of the guy that so-called bought the inn. His name is Rex and Tibbs." Chick said, "Okay, we will see if we can find him." I said, "Okay, bye." Tex said, "I found all the room keys and it seems like I found the old door lock too." I said, "See if this key fits it." I took out my key and it worked in the lock. I said, "Can you put this one back in?" He said, "Now that is easier than trying to make a lock fit your key. My key is the master key that will fit all the Wisha-ins everywhere. So that way I don't have to carry many keys to all the inns. I used to do that until I found locksmith that would do it for the price I set." So he went to all the plants and put the locks in and gave the ones the new keys. He said, "Okay," and went and put the lock in. I took the room keys and went to everyone's room and all the doors were unlocked and most of them were open. It seemed like nothing was missing, just the doors were open. I went back downstairs and by then he had the lock fixed and working. I got to the front desk and someone come in and said, "Who are you?" I said, "I am Jack Wisha, the owner of the Wisha Inn." He said, "No, you are not. I bought this 2 months ago from Rex and Tibbs." I said, "Yes, he worked for me and he did not own the inn. I have even went to the town hall and I have the deed of the inn and it is still in my name. Now I need to know how much you paid him for it and did he give you a bill of sale?" He said, "I paid him 10,000 for it and the bill of sale is in the office." I said, "I would like to see it." He went in and come out and handed me a piece of paper with sold to and how much for the Wisha Inn and all contents for $10,000 cash, paid in full. I said, "Okay, now did you go to the town hall and file to get a deed search and hire a lawyer to got the deed in your name?" He said, this is the first time he had bought property and did not know he had to do all that. I said, "The bill of sale you have is not valid with the city hall. I still have deed to this property with all contents. The one that sold you the inn did not own it and therefore you legally could not buy it. So you will have to get the money back from the one that so-called sold it to you. Now that you know that you do not own this, what are you going to do?" He said, "I don't know. I was living here and while I was gone I had to go and bury my mom and I have been gone for 4 days. I am sorry to hear that you had to bury your mom. Now what I can do is give you a job here and let you be the manager here. The one thing I ask is if you want to know anything and make a decisions about what happens here, call and ask for me, okay? Jack Wisha. I am the owner of the Wisha newspaper and all the Wisha-ins on every planet that we deliver newspapers to." He said, "Why would I want to work for you when I own the inn? I am sorry you feel that way. I have already talked to the sheriff and he said he wanted to talk to about buying stolen property. The guy that sold you the inn stole it and then sold it to you. So if you want to push it, you will go to jail for buying stolen property. So what do you want to do?" I guess I have only one choice. I will work for you. Sorry, I have changed my mind. If you have agreed to write off I would have hired you, but I see you as a threat to my inn. I am afraid that if you run it you will sell everything off to get your money back or burn it down. How can I get you to realize that you were taken and he stole your money from you? Don't get mad at me, I was not the one that sold you the inn. I just the real owner of the inn." He just looked at me and then said, "Okay, I now understand that the one worked for you and he sold something that did not belong to him. I just need some time for it to sink in." I said, "It is like if you bought a TV from him and then you find out the one that sold the TV to you, stole it from your brother and then sold it to you. You would be mad at the one that sold the TV to you and want to find that person and make them pay for stealing the TV from your brother. This is just like the same thing. He sold something that was not his. When we find him, he will go to jail and pay for this crimes. I guess so. But what can I do about what I lost, and I don't have a place to stay? I put all the money I had in this place. I had to redo just about all of the rooms and clean them up, so they would be rentable. I said, okay, this sounds fair. How much did you spend to fix this up and the total you spent buying this and fixing it up? He said, I have 20,000 in this and I planned to live here to make money. In 2 months you spent another 10,000 fixing this up. I would like to have proof that you spent that much to fix this up. He just looked at me and said, I did most of the work myself, and the time and paint, paper, and carpet I replaced I have proof of. I would like to see them. He went back in the office and come out with all kinds of receipts for carpet, paint and all kinds of stuff he bought. I said, okay, then I will pay for all the stuff you put in and the 10,000 you paid for it too. This way you can go and buy another in some place. He said, that will be fine. I would be happy if I can get my 20,000 back, then I will just go and buy one someplace else. Now I know, don't buy an inn that has the Wisha inn on it. You own all of them. I said, that sounds good. I have a crew coming here in the morning to do some more work around here, and by then you can have the stuff that you have in the office and in your room packed, and I can have someone take you wherever you want to go. You will have a check by morning too. It is getting late now and the space bus will be here soon. I am going back to Wisha to get things taken care of. I have to make a couple of calls first. Is it alright if I use the office? He said, that would be fine. I went in there and called the business that I was going to go to today and said, I would be there tomorrow afternoon. They all said, fine. I went out and said, see you in the morning. The locksmith said, how do I get paid? I said, how much do I owe you? He said, a price, and I just paid him. I have put the lock back on the front door. The inn is open 24 hours a day, but you don't have to do that until I can get some help here. You can lock up and get some sleep tonight, and I will see you in the morning. I left and went to the space bus station, and just as I got there the bus landed. I got on and went to my room. I laid down to take a nap until we get back to Wisha. The next thing I heard was we're landing on Wisha and time to depart. I got up and went straight to the office, and Jane was there, and I said, I have another job for you to do. Please, call Susan and have her answer the phones tomorrow, and what I want you to so is call every one of the Wishans and talk to the one that is in charge and find out if they need anything and write everything down they say, and set up a database for every inn to what they need and how many working there and their hours. I want to know everything about all the inns. As much as I can know about the inn without going there. If all else fails, I will go to every one of them to see how they are doing. In fact, next week I want you to set up a time to visit every one of them. Just then Susan come to take her place. It was time for shift change. You don't have to do it now. It is time to go home and get some dinner and rest. We both left and went home. We made some dinner and went to bed. The next morning I called the bank and said, I need a check made out to Red Lancer for 20,000. I will be over for it within an hour or so. He said, okay, and hung up. Susan said, what is going on? I passed her the report I typed up and she read it, and then she said, okay, now what are you going to do? I am going back to the planet and give him the check, and he is going to take his things and leave and go someplace else and start over. We have the inn back and in good shape and ready to open. It would have cost me that much just to do all the repairs and time to do them. This way it ready to open, and now I can go back to work and get the ads I needed there. So this trip will take care of the ads and the inn at the same time. She said, that will work. Now the only thing is to make sure all the other inns are open and running with a good crew and open. I plan to go to all of them just to find out and see if I can get some ads while I am there. I want you to take care of all the ins now to make sure they are running fine and check every one of them every week to see if there's any deposits in the accounts and make sure all the bills are paid for all the ins. It is going to be a big job and I will have someone else answer the phone so you will not have to do that too. She said, okay, that sounds good to me. I said, you can do all the calling from the house, you don't have to go to the office if you don't want to. Or you can use my office if you want to. It is up to you. She said, I can use the office here. I said, that is fine. I left and went to the bank and got the check and then I went to my office and called Tim. Tim answered the phone and I said, are you ready to go? Everyone will be here at 10 and we can go then. I said I have some stuff to take care of anyway, I will be over then. He said, okay, and I hung up. I went to front desk and asked Susan if she know of anyone that could take Jane's place answering the phone. Susan said, I know someone. I said, okay, get them in here and show them what they need to do and I will check with you tomorrow to see how you are doing. Just then the phone rang. She said, it is Tim and he is ready to go. Tell him I will be right there. She told him and I headed to the space bus terminal and just as I got there he said, Bay 5 and we are ready to take off. We got on the bus and I went to my room and Tim followed. I said, yes, we need to talk. I got to my room and sat down and we talked about what has to go on there and he said, okay. It did not take long to get there. We landed and we all headed to the inn. We got there and the door was open and Red Lancer was not behind the counter. I said, see if you can find Red. Everyone started looking and then someone said, I found him. H is in his room still asleep. I said, wake him up. Then he said, all he does is just move around but will not wake up. Okay, I said, then call the ambulance. They called and it was not long before they showed up and went to his room and then come down and said, he is so drunk that you will be able to wake him for a while. I said, okay, let him sleep. They left and then I said, I want everyone to find out what needs to be fixed or replaced. Check everything and I will be back soon. I left and went to the companies that I had to get ads from. When I got back everyone was talking about what is wrong and what needs to get fixed. When I come in they looked at me and said, okay, we have found what needs to be done here. The furnace and air needs to be replaced and the hot water heaters don't work right and from there is small stuff. Nothing that cannot be taken care of within couple days. Finally Red woke up and come downstairs. I said, that must have been some party. Red said, yes it was. It was a going away party last night at one of the bars, got home around 3 a.m. and hit the hay. I didn't even hear you come in. Well, we tried to wake you up but could not. So you all packed and ready to go. Red said, he wanted to stay here for another couple of days to get things ready to move. I said, what do you have to move? All the stuff I brought with me is in storage down the road. I said, okay then you can stay here for 2 days. I had a contract ready for him to sign and once he signed it, I gave him the check. He said, where can I cash it? At the bank down the road. I don't have an account there. I said, they will cash it for you if you really want it in cash. I would open an account and deposit it. I would, but I don't plan to stay here very long. There's one of those banks on all the planets, you can get your money out on any of the plans. He said, okay then I guess I can do that then. He left and headed toward the bank and then I said, okay, is everything taken care of and one of you will stay to take care of the place? Tim said, I have someone that will stay behind and take care of things. I said, okay, let's get out of here. Story done by Wisha.